So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to talk a little bit about a neat little farming setup that you can use on Xaku to farm rare resources. The build is focused around and centers on the vast Untime, which is Xaku's fourth and final ability. This ability, with the right build, is fairly cheap, can be cast very quickly, and hits an absolutely enormous area, so we're gonna use it to break containers and resource nodes. This method can, if done properly, be better than more conventional farming methods when it comes to stuff like argon crystals, for example. It's also pretty easy to put together as long as you have Xaku, of course. So let's check out the actual build. So the setup isn't too complicated, it's relatively straightforward, it just focuses on range and efficiency. For the aura, we're gonna run either Energy Siphon if you want more energy, you can run the Sprint Boost aura, or you can run the Loot Radar aura. It doesn't make that big of a difference though, unless you don't have a secondary source of Loot Radar. If you don't have that, use the Loot Radar aura for sure. So there's the aura, then we want to get some kind of defense on the build because, you know, not dying is great. I personally run Primed Vigor, but it really doesn't matter. Just pick whatever feels the best for you. You can run Normal Vigor, you can run Redirection, you can run Vitality. It really doesn't make that big of a difference once again. After that, we want to slap on as much efficiency as possible, so Fleeting Expertise and Streamline, because the Vast Untime is an ultimate ability, so it costs a lot, and we want to reduce that as much as possible, which with this setup is going to be down to 25 energy per cast. Next on the menu, we have Natural Talent. Now, this mod is not necessary, so you can replace it with something else, but it just makes the build feel a lot better and makes it a lot faster, because it speeds up the cast time of all your abilities by 50%. So use it if you have it or if you want to. Then we're gonna slap on Flow or Primed Flow just to have a bigger bank of energy, so if we run across some energy orbs, we get a lot more energy to play around with, and we're gonna top it all off with a ton of range through Ogre Reach, Stretch, and Overextend it. You can also add Canning Drift into the Exiles if you have enough capacity for it, and with this setup, Vast Untime is going to cost 25 energy per cast, and it's going to hit an area of 66.25 meters. Now, this farming method does pretty much require some form of Loot Radar, and the easiest way and the most common way to do it is to simply run the Animal Instinct or Primed Animal Instinct mod on your companion. If you don't have this or you don't want to use it, you're either going to have to run the Loot Detector aura or you're going to have to run Thieves' Wed, which is a Warframe mod. But I would highly recommend you use Animal Instinct because you don't want to use unnecessary mods on your frame. Also, get Vacuum. This method does kind of suck without Vacuum, but then again, so does everything else. Now, the way this farming method works is extremely straightforward. You open up the big map, which on PC is defaulted to M, and you look out for these white boxes. These indicate either a container, a resource node, or even an Atan sculpture. So whenever you see a bunch of them around you, you simply press the Vast Untime and let the ability break them all. Now, these also indicate things to be picked up, like resources. So if you see a white box or a bunch of white boxes on the minimap, you press your Vast Untime to break all the containers, and you can still see white boxes. There are some goodies to be picked up, so run over there and vacuum it up. Now, if you see a bunch of white boxes on the minimap, you press your Vast Untime and there's still a bunch of white boxes, so you run over there to pick it up, and there's still a white box, there's a good chance you just found the sculpture. So make sure you check the area out to make sure you didn't miss something like an Atan sculpture, as I almost did in this clip. Now, since we're not really focused on combat here, we're mostly just focused on breaking all the boxes and getting all the goodies, you don't want to do random missions willy-nilly. You should instead focus on doing capture missions, as these have the fastest and simplest objective: capture the target. So whenever you want to use this to farm something, try to find yourself a capture mission, like if you want to farm something on Saturn, for example, do Cassini. Now, the rewards from this are pretty random. You're kind of at the mercy of RNG. Sometimes you get really lucky, like I did here, where I got a sculpture, a star, an argon crystal, and a bunch of resources, but sometimes you basically don't get anything. I would recommend using this method if you need a few things very fast, like you need 2 argon crystals or you need an Orokin cell, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you need to farm 50 Orokin cells. In that case, you're better off using something like Desecrate Necros or Strangledome Korra. But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, so I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and you will give this setup a shot because it's pretty fun. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.